Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Just popping my phone away because Brian's giving me the eye.
second week of Jan. Everyone hitting their goals. Everyone not drinking.
Goal hammering.
Can I ask what it says on your jumper today?
It says, when nothing goes right, go left.
I think that should be a new tattoo.
Oh, I actually really like that quote. It's nice. What's your favourite quote?
Everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
That is because everything does happen for a reason. And sometimes you don't know the reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes you're like, what reason is
Why
this?
is this? Yeah.
But
and
I
then
feel like
a year later, you're like,
that's why that happened.
Get it.
So, yeah, that's got me through a lot of
hard times.
Anyway, a bit deep for
Let's roll the intro, Brian. Just
January. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
So we all know that you're loving our sponsors, Crafty Lab, but we thought you'd like to hear a little bit more about them.
Crafty Lab are a husband and wife team who started the business back in 2021 after planning their own COVID wedding.
Apparently, they were discussing how many things they needed to tell their guests about the wedding. For example, the timeline of the day, wedding facts, and even about their dog. And then one of them said, it's going to be a bloody newspaper at this rate.
And boom, the wedding newspaper was born. I'm not even joking, but every single wedding I go to now has a wedding newspaper. It's as essential as confetti.
From as little as 89p per paper, it's a bit of a no-brainer.
But shall I tell you what is cool? Some people are using them as invitations.
Yes, I love that. I think it's really cool to get something physical in the post that then sends you to a website.
Imagine just chilling at home and the postman delivers a newspaper with your mate's face on.
So whether you're looking to give your guests all the details of your day or a unique and fun invite, Crafty Lab are your guys.
And we've got you a discount, so don't forget to use the code unfiltered at checkout. What are we talking about today?
So I would like to talk about the day before your wedding.
This is something that we don't talk about. People don't talk about.
We have not talked about it.
But the day before the wedding is a biggie.
Big day.
Where do you want to start?
I want to find, because I, a few months ago, got everyone to send in like what you should do the day before your wedding. And I compiled a very good list, if I do say so myself. But I think we need to go through all the things. First questions first. Do you think you should be doing something on your day before your wedding? Do you? Like what?
Just even if it's like chilling like with the girls, doing like little bits and bobs, going for lunch.
Yeah.
I think you can get so caught up in it all. It's like the day before Christmas, isn't it? It's like rush. You really don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
It's like everything's packed, everything's ready, everything is where it should be. The day before is let's chill.
Yeah.
Let's do something with friends.
I think up until midday, you do. It is like Christmas Eve. Get all your stuff done, put it all together, box it all up, section it, write notes, send out the last text messages of blah 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 blah, and then come midday, you're done.
You're done.
What did we do the day before our wedding?
You were at the venue.
We set everything up, which I actually loved, really loved, because also from the catering background, we used to set up the day before the wedding. And you get all the families come and you get all the different people and everyone's helping and Nan's making a cup of tea and do all these different things. And the day before the wedding has always been like my favourite part of a wedding, weirdly.
Really?
Only because like
Everyone's excited.
Everyone's so helpful. I'm just being a bit depressing now. But a couple of months before our wedding, we were working in Scotland for a wedding and we were just sat in this living room chatting and we were talking about the day before the wedding. And I burst into tears, like hysterically crying.
You're not a crier.
I am not a crier, and I'm really sorry. This is a bit deep for the podcast. It's because I realised my nan wouldn't be there to help me set it up, and like she died a couple of years before. But it was only that day that I was suddenly like, fuck. Because I pictured the day before the wedding as like literally Nan is making cups of tea. You've got somebody else sweeping up bits over there. You've got someone like trying to set up all these pictures and blah 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 for you. And I was like, oh my god, she won't be there. It really upset me. Sorry, that was a bit deep, but like that's why I think that day before is really special. Even if you're not setting up, like a lot of places you can't set up your venue and that's fine, but it's just like those people that are helping you do that bit are your actual core. They're your actual people that are helping. Like we had friends with us helping us set up. I think my dad was there helping us set up. I had another friend doing jobs for me back in Gloucester trying to print out final bits, like things like that. Everyone's helping. You're like, these are the people, these are my people.
It's like also sound really Gloucester then. It's very, so the wedding I did a couple of weeks ago when I was saying about the big one, It's like they all went for lunch together. There were some people that hadn't met properly, like it was like a really cool, like chilled lunch, dinner.
Yeah.
Get to know everyone. Quite wholesome actually, because
I like a wholesome day before.
Obviously the wedding day I would say is wholesome, but it's not as intimate. It's like it's like a mini version of your wedding where you usually eat dinner together and things like that. But what are your rules on being with your partner?
So I didn't want to sleep with Brian.
You still don't?
I didn't want to sleep in the same bed as Brian the night before our wedding. I didn't want to wake up together on the day of our wedding. Personally, I know some people that are like, I really want to be with them and wake up with them. That's just not what I wanted to do. Even for our legal wedding, I stayed at my friend's house so that we didn't wake up together, because I want a little bit of build up. Like I want a little bit of, I haven't seen him. Yeah. Blah, blah. So we stayed separately, and then the first time we met was then at the end of the aisle, which was cute. But the night before, so I'd seen him in the day because we'd set up the whole venue. We must have finished about 4 p.m. or something. I then went to my accommodation, which was near the venue, and Brian went home. And then I went out for a meal with family. We've talked about this before, but where my dad was there and my mum were there, and they are obviously
had
not
to
together.
mingle.
And it was like, it wasn't awkward, almost because it was so intimate. Yeah. So there was probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe 12 of us at that meal. So it wasn't like they could hide. It was a kind of, they said hi, hello, and then they were obviously sat at different ends of the table, but it was a nice little ease into it. Yeah. And I think somebody had bought me a little headband that said like bride to be. It was like almost like a very little mini hen do. So I had 5 hen dos then.
I think it's really important to plan something, especially for the evening, even if it's just with the girls,
even if it's just pizza in by yourself.
But like, you don't want to be doing shit. Like you don't want to be like, let's chill. You need an early night.
You need a cut-off point,
and you can't go too crazy.
Yeah, there has to be a time in the day when you say enough now. Was it from Love Actually, where he's like, enough now, because he's so in love with her. I'm still in Christmas mode. There has to be, even if you say it's 9 p.m, then fine, cool. If you want to be the person that goes on till that late, but at this time, the planning is done, and anything now that is missed, too late. It's done. Let me find my big fat list for you, and let's see if we can add any stuff to it. So let's start with, so you literally get into bed the night before your wedding, and then you have to go to sleep. That was the weirdest thing for me. How am I supposed to sleep? It's literally like Christmas night, Christmas evening night.
So how did you sleep?
So not very well.
Most people don't.
No. And a lot of times when I speak to people, I'm like, how much sleep did you get? Which is why you need to go to bed early, because you're not going to go to sleep straight away. So just...
The wedding day is a long day as well.
Long ass day. And typically, what time do we say you're normally up? 6? Yeah, like you have to actually be up by 6. So to put it into context, I'd gone out for a meal with my family, and then we'd gone back to the Airbnb that we were staying in, and we stayed and had a drink or something. My bridesmaids then gave me my bridesmaid book from my hen dos, which was really sweet to like flick through, because I wouldn't have had time on the wedding to go through that properly. So I went through that. We just had a laugh about stuff, and then we all went to bed. I don't know, maybe 11. Like it wasn't late, but it's obviously not. Quite late. It's not that late. But my normal bedtime was like 10.
My favorite is like the night before the wedding. You're with the girls, or if you're not having bridesmaids, or you're with people, and you have this like reality check of, I'm getting married in the morning, and then the girl's like, oh my god, and then we're going to the chapel,
those songs,
gonna get married.
So it's like that bad. We should start a girl band.
Yeah, we need like the hype crew. Give people that have got energy but are gonna also keep you calm.
I think full hype, and then you say in all seriousness, at this time we're stopping, and guys, please don't drink too much. Like I know that's a really obvious thing to say.
It's so
probably
hard
on
to not
these
get
tips.
carried away though, isn't it?
Yeah, you get excited, but
I'm getting married.
Literally be hungover in the morning. Like nobody wants to wake up hungover.
Don't ruin it like I did for Christmas Eve.
So I was sleeping with Isla, and my friends were sleeping together. So it was probably a good thing that she was in bed, because I couldn't just sit and do not like piss around on TikTok. So first tip I've got is put a notebook next to your bed. Yep. So all of the things that I was thinking of in the middle of the night were things like I need to text Brian. There was loads of things that I thought I need to remind Brian to bring, because he was coming from home. I remember to bring the pen for that. Remember the ice, like those sort of things. So put a notebook next to your bed, and anytime you think of something, just write it down. And then in the morning you can deal with it all.
I think that's a great tip in general though. I love having a notebook.
The best ideas come when you're trying to go to sleep. Yeah. So literally write anything down that you're thinking about, and then in the morning, I must have sent about 5 texts in the morning of my wedding being like, Joe, don't forget to get petrol in the blah, 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 blah. And then once I'd done that, I was then fine, and I could go and have my hair and makeup, and I was done. Night before your wedding or day before your wedding, hang up your dresses and steam them. Stop steaming your dresses on the wedding day.
Agree.
Just so unnecessary. Such an unnecessary job to be doing the morning of your wedding.
And the girls' dresses as well.
Yeah.
Bridesmaid
dresses. I also saw a thing that says you shouldn't do steam things in the same place that you're having your hair and makeup done. I don't know why, but I saw the tip and I was like, I like
in
that.
the air.
Yeah.
For your hair. We did when we did that wedding a couple of weeks ago, we did the suits, shirts, bridesmaids' dresses,
night before,
pajamas, because we had a couple of days before, we were like everything done.
Yes. Talking of pajamas, don't wear your pajamas.
Yes.
I don't know if that's an obvious tip or not, but don't wear the pajamas that you're waking up to have your photos in.
They go on fresh in the morning.
Yeah. Like I can't even wear just normal pajamas. And then I don't think I even put on my proper pajamas until just before the photographer and videographer were coming. Because it's unnecessary.
She had a skanky Tesco pajamas.
I probably had this when anything goes right, go left top. Next tip, clean your engagement ring. Mm-hmm. That is genius. Clean it. They go gross. It needs to be cleaned the night before your wedding.
Also got to move the ring across.
Yeah, you can do that the night before.
But
you might wake up in the night and be like, oh, lost my ring. Oh, it's on the other
So
hand.
for those who skipped past that really quick because we didn't explain it, move your engagement ring on to the right hand.
Yeah.
I'm doing the left because I haven't got one.
Ooh.
But it's where this ring is. So you don't have marks.
Yeah, and because, again, if you're not married, maybe you don't know this, but your wedding band typically goes on before your engagement ring. So the reason you take the engagement ring off is so that your wedding band can go on that finger, and then you put the engagement ring back on top after. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't fit on the other finger, that's fine. Give it to somebody else. I've been given it quite a few times and I have to put it in my bum bag, and I'm like, nobody touched me. So yeah, when you're moving it, take it off, clean it the night before, get it all sparkling. We like dazzle sticks, don't we? You can clean it with a dazzle stick, or you can just put it in hot soapy water and then soft toothbrush and just give it a little clean. Have a bath night before your wedding. Nice little de-stress. Just a nice chill. Some scented candles. Some, what's that stuff called?
Bath salts.
Bath salts. But nothing that you haven't used before.
We don't want any allergic reactions.
Don't wake up with a rash. We kind of said this, but have a drink, chill. Do not get drunk. Mm-hmm. Do not get drunk. It's not funny. Nobody finds it funny. Tidy the getting ready room.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got all of my stuff out ready. So we were quite lucky. The place that we were staying had then an orangery, which was the place me and Brian were sleeping off the night of the wedding and when we were getting ready in the morning. So nobody stayed in that the night before. And this was the clean zone. Everything else goes in the bathroom. But I set up all my gifts. We moved around some stuff. Like I got rid of the Christmas tree. It was not a Christmas wedding. It was moved the Christmas tree outside. We realised there was no full-length mirror. So I had to ring the lady and was like, I'm really sorry. I'm actually getting married tomorrow and there's no full-length mirror. Could you bring one down? She was like, yeah, no problem. So just like getting that space ready.
Go.
If you're in a venue that has a getting ready space, like you don't need to worry about that as much, but keeping it tidy is important.
What I find is really tough is obviously if you're at a venue that's back-to-back, the couple are staying in the bridal suite. So they've got to get out in the morning, then you've got to move in the morning. So that can be a little bit chaotic. So making sure everything is as ready to go.
It's the boxing everything up. Mm-hmm. You cannot over label anything. Like box it into a thing and then label that box saying getting ready space. Mm-hmm. Label another box, ceremony space. Like I love it. I think sometimes people think that they're doing too much and making it like dumbing it down.
We say do it like it's a 2-year-old child you're trying to explain. Yeah. And 2-year-olds can't read.
As if draw a picture if you need to.
Can I add something in? I don't know if it's on your list.
You can add it in.
Take the labels off the bottom of shoes.
Ooh, do you know what? It's on here, but you do it. Say it loud for the people at the back.
Because people doing that on the day stresses me out, and then they can't get it off properly, and then it's still sticky. So when they walk outside, everything sticks to it.
You got little leaves coming from your shoes, and also like labels off dresses, bridesmaid dresses. Just get everything ready. Put all your bridesmaid dresses onto their nice hangers. Get it all set up and done.
It's like the prep like we do before a wedding. We do everything like with our kit.
Yeah.
To a point where you're ready to just go out.
Literally, if it was starting now,
it's the little things, taking things out of boxes takes forever.
Yes,
literally.
Agreed. Get your flat lay box for photographer ready. Mm-hmm. Explain a flat lay again for us, Beth.
So a flat lay is all the little details that you have on the wedding. It usually includes perfume, some stationery potentially, some offcuts of flowers can do.
Ribbons,
jewelry,
perfume. Was it mine?
Yeah, said perfume. All the cute little detail stuff that kind of brings your whole day together. The photographers like to do a flat lay of it, and it just pieces the little story together nicely.
You think,
ring box,
with rings, everything. I remember thinking, I don't really care about this photo. Who cares? Now I care. Now, a year later, I'm like, I want to explain to people what I had. Mm-hmm. This is where that flat lay is actually a really cool photo to have. So definitely, first of all, ask for it. But second of all, get it all ready. Put it in a box and put it in the corner. And when the photographer comes, you can say, all the flat lay stuff is there. And that's probably one of the first jobs they do, is just go and set that up, and then it's all done. Take labels out of things. Skincare. Nice little skincare routine. Again, nothing new. Don't put any new face masks on. Don't start picking at any spots. Just leave it all alone. Leave everything. Makeup artists can deal with that for you. Hair wash, ? You need to ask your hairdresser
what they want, because every hairdresser is actually different, and it depends on what style you're having.
Yeah, because if you're going to have a blow dry kind of thing, obviously then they'll want you to wash it in the morning. But I think because I wanted it to last, my hair is best 2 days after washing it. It's too soft the day after, so I washed it 2 days before, and then got all that ready. So
that's why you had greasy hair on your wedding day.
Fuck off. My hair does a week, mate. My hair loves me and will
Disgusting.
go a full week. And it's only on that last day that I've got to kind of scrape it back a little bit. Thank God for dry shampoo. Get your wedding handbag ready.
Yes. Thing is, this wedding handbag, I see them all the time. Some people do, some people don't. But do they actually get used? Is it more like, I need someone to top up my lipstick?
Yeah, I think
your phone's not in there really. Your phone is...
My phone was in the hold because I didn't use my phone.
Yeah, but that's a lot of people just leave their phone in the room. You don't need your phone on your wedding day.
You don't need your phone.
So like having it around, and you don't even want to look like... What I found is that people that don't have their phone on them are a bit more chilled, where people who do like have a quick little look when they go into the bag. It's like everyone around you should be there.
No.
You're going to be spamming messages anyway.
I think that's an ick for me. I think a bride or groom... on their groom can get away with it a little bit more in the morning because I feel like they're trying to sort stuff. A bride that has a phone, looking at a phone on a wedding day,
no,
it's just no.
Red flag.
Why are you doing that?
Red flag.
That is a red flag. I think I used my phone. I think my phone was in my bag. I don't know where my bag was for the entire day, and I think I used my phone once to take a selfie of me and Brian at the wedding breakfast table. That was it.
That's an ick as well.
No, that was cute. That was fun. But no, I don't think you should be on your phones.
No.
But getting the handbag ready is good.
So what do you think should be in your wedding day handbag?
Okay, so a small version of your lipstick so that it's easy to put on. Tissues. I think you should have a few little like staple safety pins, paracetamol, plasters, like just a quick handy something like that. Sewing kit should be in that handbag as well, so that it's just done. And then cotton buds.
Yeah, I've seen makeup artists do like mini kits, so like
Love
a little bit of powder, a little bit of
a little sponge
and
hair grips, like all of that sort of thing should be in there. Honestly, you're probably not going to use any of it, but
the lipstick probably.
The lipstick is the only thing that you're going to use regularly. And I would also bring. Shall I tell you what happens at every single wedding I go to? They need a touch up on their nose from all the kissing. I know that sounds really odd, but your noses rub against each other and then it all comes off. So whatever they've put on your face, ask them for a little pot of it. Ask them for something so that you can then touch yourself up.
100% agree.
Touch yourself up on your wedding day.
If you're not going to do it, who else is going to do it?
Exactly.
I think that's the biggest tip actually.
Your nose, touch up your nose. Yeah. Happens every wedding, every single wedding. Okay.
Also a bit of perfume.
Yes, perfume.
Mini perfume.
Yeah, good shout.
Oh, it's like we're the pros.
Honestly, look at us. Right, one
Who'd
second.
have thought?
Okay. These are obvious ones, but take off your hairbands, take off your socks, take your bra off. Don't sleep in a bra that night. In a bra.
I would also say don't put a bra on in the morning.
Some of us, honey, have got to wear something.
Yeah, but you can get like the more like
I wore
like
a sport.
Not I wore sports, like you know, like the like seamless.
Yes, that's what I wore. I couldn't think of the
wired.
Word. What are they called?
Seamless.
It's like a crop top almost. Cotton. Yeah, it was a soft
loungewear kind of
vibe. Yeah, because I couldn't not wear a bra.
Why?
Because they're too big.
I just wanted you to say it. I could get away with not wearing one.
Yeah, no, and also it would not. My pajamas were white.
You'd
see-through.
Have like satin nips.
I think you just see my full everything.
Full whiteys.
If Pat put a flash on that, we would have been screwed. But yeah, don't wear any of that to bed. And also, when are you tanning? you fake tanning the night before? Are you?
No, I think that's no.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then you can't have a bath.
Tanning the night before.
When did I tan?
It's got to be at least 2 days before.
Do you reckon? Yeah, but then it starts to go
day
a bit
before
crusty.
the day before. No,
well, you can't wash then
because if it fucking goes wrong, you're fucked on the morning of the wedding.
Well, it's not coming off 2 days before your wedding anyway.
Yeah, but at least you've got time to fix it.
With what?
I don't know. Bleach.
Isn't it white vinegar fixes
Honestly,
everything?
I would not, like, the amount of times I've gone out, like, to be fair, I don't think you should be fake tanning yourself anyway.
I fake tan myself. I trusted myself more than I trust somebody else.
Oh, okay.
No one else is going to tan me.
But then
and put as much effort in as I was going to.
Smell the day after. Okay, depending on what
That's true.
tan.
You smell like biscuit.
Yeah. So the tans. I mean, I like the Molly May filter, the tan that doesn't smell.
Does it actually not smell?
No.
Of nothing at
No.
all.
No.
Oh,
but honestly, no. I can. The amount of time. Again, if it's like summer and you're hot and sweaty and in bed, well, no.
See, I was different. I did have the winter wedding, so I didn't have to worry about sweating.
Just go on holiday the week before.
We tested mine for the legal wedding though.
Yeah.
So I went and had a spray tan for the hen do. Didn't like it. So did a proper body rub down one. And again, my bridesmaid did it, and I was like, you fucking miss a bit of me and I'll murder you.
But
she
also,
knew.
I think in a white dress state,
I don't know. I think it always is going to run though.
No.
What would you do?
I'd either do it 2 days before, so you have that middle day.
Yeah.
Because it's like hair wash, isn't it? It's like
Give it a day to settle. Okay, I also put on here, record a video or write a message.
Yes.
I think it's well cute for future you to be
Absolutely.
like, it's my wedding and I'm freaking out and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Stick on a TV show. Friends. Put Friends on. I know you roll your eyes all you fucking like, mate. Have you watched the new film that Barack Obama's done?
No.
Anyone that's watched it that gets what I'm talking about. Friends is in it, and it's very clever. It's basically me. But I think just put on a TV show that you can fall asleep to. Surely you've got a show that you put on to fall asleep.
No.
Just honestly,
I'm more of like a white noise, not a white noise, like rain, thunderstorm in the background. That relaxes me.
I need something to concentrate on.
No. I like
What's about
I like something to clear my, like, literally just like.
Yeah, but what is your go-to TV show to put on that's like mind-numbing? As in, you're not really watching it, but you just need something
Below
on.
Deck.
Okay. All right.
Well, go on, say something shit about that.
No, I actually wasn't.
Exactly, because you couldn't. You were gonna say something.
No, I was gonna say that's probably too interesting to have on as background.
Oh no, love a bit of Below Deck.
All right, that's fine.
I'm like below decked out. I've watched every single episode. I'm like waiting for it every week now.
Fine.
That was a big sigh.
It's just I wish you'd watch Friends again. I wish you'd give it a chance.
No.
No. And then my last tip that was on this, but I'm sure we can think of a few more, is to just accept that you're nervous. Accept that it's a weird night and that you're going to be all, and just be like, it's okay, this is normal. Don't try and get rid of that feeling. It's just like, okay, and I need to go to bed. Don't like, I hate those nights when you lie there and you're like, if I go to sleep now, it's only 5 hours. Also,
if something goes wrong the day before the wedding,
it will.
And it's not catastrophic and it's maybe not what you plan, but it's still going to be fine. What will be, will be.
Yeah.
Let it lie.
Yeah.
Don't stress about it.
Yeah. I truly live by the fact that I don't think there's anything that can really ruin a wedding. Hold on. There's not many things that can really ruin a wedding.
Thank you.
But like 99% of the things that could go wrong on your wedding day won't stop the wedding. Mm-hmm. There's a way of doing something.
What ruins it?
The groom not coming.
Yeah.
Or the bride not coming.
Yeah.
I think that's the only, but actually that girl still did that wedding. Did you see the girl who got stood up?
I'm going to show you that video. Yeah.
That was from months ago. Years ago, was it?
Yeah, but she's done like a video coming out about it. Yeah.
And her bridesmaids had to stand up and be like,
so
he's not coming. I would do that.
Yeah, I'd be like, everyone still party.
Yeah.
And I'd get with his best mate or something like that.
Yeah, bang someone on the dance floor. But I'm guessing
there must be someone there that wants a piece of you.
His family surely all left.
God knows.
Surely
they wouldn't be there. I don't know.
What? Yeah, everyone was there. It was literally before she went to
literally know.
That's the only thing to me that is.
Do you think people have that fear of being stood up at the aisle, at the altar? Like, is that a thing? Like, 'cause does everyone think that's not going to happen to me?
I think you'd have to know you were on the rocks prior to that.
Really?
Have you watched Runaway Bride?
No.
What?
I don't know where you think I have all this time to watch this shit.
Sorry, how's Below Deck season 27 going?
Great. Mind-numbing.
You haven't watched Runaway Bride?
No.
How dare you sit there and tell people how to style their wedding if you haven't even watched Runaway Bride?
I think all these movies are false narratives of weddings.
Yeah, obviously she runs away from like 5 grooms.
So it's bullshit.
Have you watched Father of the Bride?
No, you asked me this before.
Have you watched Wedding Crashers?
No.
Do you know what? You're not allowed to work in the wedding industry.
All right, see you then.
Wait, where are you going?
You let all my clients know that you're going to style their wedding.
Mate, if I was your client and I heard that you hadn't seen any of these.
No, but I've done about 1,000 weddings in my life.
Don't count.
Real weddings.
Don't count. Have you watched The Wedding Planner?
No. Oh yeah, I have. One with headset.
Yeah. Should we do a film night one night?
No, I don't want to sit and watch films with you.
Oh, why?
Because you're horrible.
You can't not watch wedding films.
Because they're all false. And I don't recommend anyone fucking does.
They're not false. Father of the Bride is not false.
Okay.
Father of the Bride is actually a very accurate representation of planning a wedding.
Okay, great.
You know I love that film. Don't.
Good for you, hun.
No. Anyway, Runaway Bride is... She runs away from the weddings, but she runs away because she freaks out about actually the wedding. So maybe people would be worried that their partner would run away from that bit. But if you run away from a wedding, you're done.
Yeah, you're cancelled for the rest of your life.
Would you speak to Jack again?
No.
You'd never speak to him again?
But fuck you.
What's worse?
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I don't know why I got this accent.
Oh, I don't know. What's worse, if he didn't walk down the aisle or if he said the wrong name at the aisle?
Didn't walk down the aisle?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't say each other's names, do you?
Yeah. You have to full name them.
Oh yeah,
Georgina, Rosemary.
Yeah, David. Okay, fine.
Fuck me. And if it was an ex-girlfriend's name. Okay, wait. Would you rather?
I'd rather
be
him
stood up at the aisle.
Yeah, I'd rather be stood up.
Or him say his ex's
I'd
name.
rather be stood up at the aisle. Would you? I'd literally be like, what's the fucking point? You may as well not be here. I may as well not be here. Do you want me to call her up?
What would I rather? Oh, they're both horrible.
I'd feel more humiliated because I've had to stand there. If he didn't turn up, I've got to walk down the aisle second.
Nobody would see
no
you.
one would know. And I'd be like, right, I'm retreating to Thailand and I'm not coming back.
And in both situations, they would know that he's the dick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on. What would you
prefer?
prefer?
I think I'd rather be stood up.
That's Brian's payback for, when you cheated.
I didn't. That's when he kissed my friend. Would you rather walk down the aisle and your dress slip down?
Like, you seen that video of them when that bridesmaid getting lifted up and her boobs come out?
That's a film, isn't it?
No.
What's wrong with you?
No, it's on TikTok.
No.
Yeah, let me find it.
Yes, have I seen it?
Yeah, you must.
No, that was in a film recently. What film was I watching?
Bridesmaid dress.
It's so true.
I can't find it. I've got to be somewhere. I've seen it multiple times.
You sure it wasn't on a film?
No.
Whilst you're looking for it, can I tell you about one of the other engagement? Remember last week when we were talking about engagements? I had another one get sent in by a wedding supplier actually, and she said that she got engaged. And the ring that he gave her was pretty shit. It wasn't silver. It was kind of like plastic. So she was like, we need to go and get a proper ring. So they went into the shops to look for a proper ring, find a proper ring, came home, and then he burst into tears and split up with her. Like I say, she was laughing about this as well, by the way. And then he just bought her a husky puppy just before the proposal. So he then kicked her out of the house they were living in because he lived with his family and said she needed to leave and she needed to take the husky puppy with her. And then it turns out that he'd been speaking to this other gal. She got one of those messages that says, hey girl, you know exactly what that message is. Got one of those saying that he'd been cheating on her. So what a bad end.
What a bad end. I can't find the video.
Okay. But what happened? Her boobs fell out.
They were doing I think it was a bridesmaid and they were doing the dirty dance and she was in a boob tube and then she just flashed at everyone.
That would be mortified. Would you leave? Would I leave the wedding? Depends if they looked good or bad.
They looked good, I think, from what I saw.
So would you rather your dress slip down?
Yeah.
And everyone see your boobs?
Mm-hmm.
Or you trip and smash your face on the floor?
Boobs.
Would you?
Yeah. You? So at least it won't ruin all my other wedding photos.
No, your face doesn't get ruined. You just
said you smash your face on the floor.
Yeah, but like not like blood.
Why are you asking me these stupid things and putting fear into people that these things are even an option?
How many years have you done weddings for?
A long time. Wait, how long? 11?
Yeah. Similar. So, and have you ever seen that happen?
No.
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 What is? Are you okay?
No.
I've never seen anything.
No,
like
I am not.
I've seen a couple of bridesmaids stumble.
Yeah.
Stumble. Yeah. Stumble down there. But then they cover, like, I always say that you can't do anything that wrong. And if it happens, like, people just have a little laugh and then you move on. Like, it's fine. Would you rather...
I don't want to play this game.
You ask me one then. Would you rather your florist or your celebrant not turn up?
Celebrant.
Yeah, same. I reckon you could get somebody else to do that.
Yeah, you'd stand up.
Yeah, I could do that. Jack. What's your middle name, Jack? Jack.
Do you want to marry me? Yeah.
Okay. I forgot how we got to that bit. Getting left at the altar. Why were we there?
That TikTok video.
Yeah, but how did we get there?
God.
If people are actually worried about people not.
Yeah.
If you have been left at the altar, I want to hear from you.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
I want you to come on the podcast.
Oh no!
Yeah, but you said everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
I bet that girl from TikTok is with the next man.
Never gonna marry. I wouldn't want to get married again. I'd be like, fuck that.
I would have to legally get married a month before.
It's like, did you watch Our Girl with Michelle Keegan?
Oh yeah.
And then Elvis left her at the aisle.
Yeah, why did he do that?
He got scared, and then he wanted her back.
She got back with him, didn't she? Spoiler alert.
I mean, they're
both very good-looking people. They deserve
gorgeous.
To be together. Deserve to be
Michelle
together.
Keegan is my girl crush. Who's your girl crush? Michelle Keegan through and through for me.
No, I'm more of a.
Go on. Don't tell me you're more of a Margot Robbie kind of girl.
I am more of a Margot Robbie girl than a Michelle Keegan girl. I also like Blake Lively.
Oh, okay.
She's hot.
Strong. Do you think you look like her? Is that why?
Yes. No, I don't look like anyone, but if I've ever put it into a thing, it comes up with Scarlett Johansson. But I don't think I look like her.
Do you think I look like anyone?
Michelle Keegan.
I wish.
I wish. I don't think so. I find it hard to see people who look like people though. Brian gets people come over to him all the time and say he looks like Frank Lampard. And I don't see it at all. Actually, that's not what happens. He gets called a Wish version of Frank Lampard.
Oh, poor Bri. He's not in the room at the moment.
He's so not. We can slate him.
Talk shite.
Who would be my girl crush?
All right, let me ask you this.
Okay.
If you could marry anybody,
yeah,
in the whole entire world, who would you marry? Brian's off the cards.
Okay, cool.
That was a quick switch up.
Chris Hemsworth, but I think he's too man for me.
Really?
Like,
I'm more of a Tom Hardy kind of gal.
No, not into that.
What?
Not into him.
You're not?
No.
Good job we got different types, eh?
I know, because we were chasing the same man.
Yeah.
No, I still feel like I'm not quite yet a grown up. Whereas,
hun, you've got a 10-year-old?
Yeah.
You've got a house.
Yeah, but look at Chris Hemsworth. He's an adult.
You're an adult.
Yeah, but he's an adult.
Darling, sweetheart, honey.
We went to Tesco the other day.
Adult.
We got some alcohol. And I was like, they came straight over and pressed that 25 plus bit. And I was like,
they did that to me.
They
did that to me the other day and I was like,
but how old do I look?
I also had no makeup on. I was like, does that works? I don't know.
But how old do I look? We can't ask each other that question.
I think you look old.
Fuck you. Fuck you and Tom
Who do you
Hardy.
think looks older, me or Georgie?
Who are you asking?
Just asking everyone.
No, please don't start sending in those messages. You know we don't like those messages. You look like you've done weddings for 12 years.
I'm ancient then. I genuinely do believe that weddings make me grey. I mean, I think I've had like one grey hair.
In your head or somewhere else?
In my head. Why are you so vile? You're repulsive.
Vulgar.
Repulsive.
Repulsive. I don't normally say jokes like that either.
No.
Sorry. I take that back.
I was at a wedding a couple of weeks ago.
Where's this story going?
And there was just this uncle and he was just so annoying. Like stupid jokes and like made a comment at the altar. Like if anyone objects, please say that. And I was just like, shut up.
Why was he saying? Was he taking the wedding?
No, like he was like, ooh, and I was like, shut up, you're not funny.
I feel like we need to tell people the things that everybody does at a wedding so they know that
Dad
they're not funny.
jokes are just
It's
jokes.
It's the wedding cakes and tears.
Yeah,
I hate that at every wedding.
I've done it in the morning once, and I've seen like an uncle come up to them and be like, "You can still run, mate," and I'm like, "Why the fuck are you saying that? Like, there is a time and a place, but it's like, come on, mate.
Yeah,
come
on, honey, grow up. We're in weddings now."
So back to the day before.
Sorry, okay, day before. Any more stuff for like the actual night, like any other prep that needs to be done? Cute little text to your partner.
Yeah.
Your hubby or bride to be. Just a little love you. I'm trying to think of what other things I actually did do.
So I've got a few more night befores.
Okay, let's discuss.
One that's a little bit controversial, but I do think it's important, is like, don't eat crap the night before. Does that make sense?
Do you know what? I agree with that. I remember specifically picking something a bit healthier.
Not too stodgy, not really fried, that's going to like bloaty.
I think I had a pudding though. I think I had a sticky toffee pudding.
Have the pudding, girls and boys.
I love a sticky toffee pudding. What's your favourite pudding? Go.
I do love a sticky toffee. I love all pudding. I'm a pudding gal.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a sweet gal. We know that.
Preach.
People say avoid caffeine.
Night before? Yeah, I can see that. But unless you are... I feel like you should just be trying to stick to your normal life as much as possible. So if you drink an Earl Grey tea before bed, do that still.
Yes. Keep to your routine.
Yeah.
Drink lots of water.
Yeah.
Stay
Do you want to be
hydrated
all night though?
Well, the thing is though, because you're not going to drink much on the day,
True.
so we need to keep you nice and hydrated.
Yeah.
So you don't get drunk too quickly.
True story.
Stay hydrated.
Eat some breakfast as well,
Eat some breakfast. Have a good breakfast.
Yeah.
That's my tips.
Yeah. Okay.
I also think if you got to travel far to your venue, you need to be doing that a couple of days beforehand.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Like, you know, the client we had a couple of weeks ago, they went down, their wedding was on Friday, they went down on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
So they stayed local on the Wednesday night, and then they went on the Thursday.
I think longing it out as much as possible is brilliant.
And you can also get the drinking out your system.
Oh, just don't drink. What if you fall? I was speaking to a bride. Don't fall. Spoke to a bride the other day, and she plays netball, and she was like, I couldn't do this season. Because imagine, like, a week before your wedding, last game, twist your ankle, ball to the face.
Yeah.
Not that kind.
Why are you so disgusting at the moment? It's not cool.
Know.
We've probably got new listeners for the new year.
Yeah, but if you're a new listener, you don't start here.
Yeah, they're probably used to it by now. We've got new sponsors on board, so you can't be rude anymore.
Why?
They don't like it.
They shouldn't come to this podcast then.
Move along. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I just think being careful and cautious. Whilst we were talking about the getting hurt thing at the wedding the other day, we were talking about a few horror stories from weddings, and one of the makeup artists said that she had gone in the morning to obviously start doing the makeup and saw somebody outside, and they were like, oh, hi, and they were like, everything okay? And she's like, yeah, the bride's in A&E, and the makeup artist went, oh yeah, for like hilarious. And she went, no, she's in A&E. And she basically had been putting, this is just a horror stories episode, I'm really sorry. She'd been setting up the venue and put up a thing on a piece of glass, like on a window pane, and just went straight through it.
God, this is what I mean. Day before, let's stop this. Just DIY brides, don't do it. Get Georgie to do it.
I'll do it. But also,
you had a DIY wedding though, didn't you? A couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
Really cool. Do you know what? When you say the word village hall, everyone goes, ugh. It looked stunning, like beautiful, and it was actually called a barn. It was a village hall. Even she said it was a village hall. But it was that episode that we done about production. Like, this was no finer example of it. When I got there, they had, like the fluorescent lights that you have at a village hall. They were all on, so I was finishing setting everything up, and then on her note she was like, turn off these lights, put on the uplighters, put on the candles. Did it all, and I was like, yes, this looks like a wedding now. Like, it feels bougie enough. And when the photographer came, obviously it wasn't helpful for the photographer. She's like, is there any other lights that can be put on? And I was like, nope. They are fluorescent, not happening. But again, it was super DIY, but she gave me lists. I always tell people the night before their wedding to send me photos. So if you're about to leave your DIY space, go round and do a little video or photos and say, here is all of the boxes with the wine in. Here are the corkscrew opener things. What are they called? Corkscrews. Here are the lights. Please put these ones on. Like everything and anything that you can possibly put down, send it. I prefer way more stuff. And then I'll ignore the ones that I know.
Yeah.
But at least you've told me.
Yeah.
At least I can answer it then. I love a DIY wedding. They're so much more work, but I do love it. And shall I tell you what they had? And I'm not putting it as an example for people because I think you've got to have the right guests. But they didn't have a bar. They just had these 3 massive fridges at the back and filled with cans. Canned cocktails, canned beers, ciders, everything. Which is why I say you have to have the right crowd. If you did it, you wouldn't.
Who cleared them up?
They had bins everywhere. They had recycling bins everywhere. I know. But it really worked. And when I first did my call with her, I was like, ugh, but which is why actually we had additional staff. So there was some staff, I lied. There was people clearing up. But we'd hired some staff members that I just constantly was like, keep walking around, keep looking for cans, keep getting rid of like rubbish. They had wines on the table. They had hot chocolate and mulled wine when people came on arrival. They had toast drinks. But then for the evening, it was just help yourself to cans. And I was like, I don't hate that. And I like me a proper bar. So it's just knowing the people, they were like surfers. So they were just nice people. I enjoyed that. Yeah, man. Have a canny.
Cheers,
tinny,
bro.
a little tinny.
Cheers, cuzzy.
But no, I liked that. Highly recommend. And the cans were, I didn't realise you do like canned porn star martini.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it tastes like a porn star martini.
No.
But I can't imagine it's bad for a free drink on a wedding.
Yeah, no, I've seen, we did it, that big wedding for the after party.
What, canned cocktails?
Canned
JD
and Coke, canned, because it was like, basically it means the after party can go on for however long because there's no glass.
Yeah.
So no one's going to get hurt.
Yeah, because at one point for that Village Hall one, when I left, that was it. There were no more staff members on site. So you just have to kind of trust.
Do Village Halls have like cut-off points?
Yeah, they have sound licensing. So I think they had to be done by 12. So there's only a couple of hours that they had to then do it. But they also had Kaylee in the evening. And they're just weird. This is honestly why I say, and I stress so much, there's no, like, you can listen to all these podcast episodes, you can get loads of ideas. If it's not right for your crowd of people, it won't work. So if you listen and think, I'd love to do a Kaylee, I'd love to have the canned fridges and stuff like that. If your people are not that way inclined, if your big wedding that you did in December had what the Village Hall had, it would not work at all. Whereas if the Village Hall one had what they had, they'd all be sat like, this is too much, this is weird.
Yeah.
So know your peeps, hun. Know your peeps.
So what I want from you is 3 top tips on what not to do the night before your wedding.
Okay. Tip number 1 for not to do the night before your wedding. Don't get drunk. You can have 2 drinks.
Oh, you're boring.
2 drinks is the
want
cut-off.
more.
No.
We want more.
No. Because you won't get up in the morning, Beth. You'll be miserable.
More.
You'll be hanging. You'll be late for everything. And you'll have anxiety.
I'll just get an IV drip in the morning.
I love it. No, you can't have that. 2 drinks is your cut off.
Boring. No, I say 3.
No. Over the space of how long?
3.
No. 2 drinks. You should be able to drive that night if you needed to. What if something went wrong? You had to go somewhere. You should be able to drive.
Fucking get someone else to do
it.
I'm the bride.
I'm the bride, hun.
I'm the bride.
Tip number 2 is to have everything ready for the following morning. That morning goes wild very quickly. You need to have your pajamas out ready, your dresses need to be steamed, the gifts need to be out, your flat name needs to be ready. Like everything when you walk into that room is done and good to go, and all you need to focus on is sitting there and looking pretty. And final tip number 3, which is probably my favorite tip for the whole before the day, is have a notebook next to your bed. You will think about things in the middle of the night, you will think about things as you're trying to go to sleep, you will think about things first thing in the morning. Write it all down, and then the next morning when it's your wedding day, wake up and send out whatever messages. It will be like, don't forget to bring this, or can you pick up Nan, blah blah blah. Send it all out in the morning, write it down that night, and put the notebook and pen down and just shut your eyes and go to sleep and put on Friends.
Sounds a plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got a bitch from a bride for me?
No, I have a story.
Ooh.
Have a story that I want to tell you. I actually saw it on TikTok. I don't want to tell you who it's from yet because I don't want to ruin it.
Do I know them?
No. There's a woman in my wedding photos that I don't recognise.
I've seen it.
Have you?
I've seen it.
Why do you watch all this stuff?
Because I was going to read it out to you, and it's like a ghost, isn't it?
Fuck's sake, Beth. Spoiler alert. Okay, I've got a bitches from a bride. Okay. Wedding planning is so hard, and to be honest, I'm an organised one, so it's annoying me that I'm getting comments from people saying things like, it's a bit weird to have a guy as a bridesmaid, and can't believe how many people you're having. You're not paying for it, hun. Calm down. I'm also not having a maid of honour, as each person up there is special to me. And I also think it's the 21st century. Grow up. Anyway, skip the story ahead. My bridesmaid is literally annoyed that I didn't give her the same attention as she's pregnant, saying that I've been selfish and wedding is just another day, even though we've been friends for 10 years. She keeps saying things like, sod it doesn't even matter. So I called her out on it, and then she messaged me on Monday saying that she's done with our friendship. She's not upset, just mad. And she also doesn't understand why I've paid for bridesmaid dresses and things before the wedding day is even planned. Honestly, you should see the Facebook messages. She's been vile. Like, we should only be celebrating the fact that she's having a baby and not any of the other successes that comes with wedding planning and anything like that. Plus, I also got a brain clot in September, so I had a lot to deal with, but apparently hers is much worse. True colours have come out. Wish I'd known this sooner. Definitely going to listen to the podcast to hear all the other bitches from brides. But what should I do about my bridesmaid?
Oh, I don't feel like I can comment too much on this, because I was to be like, as a pregnant lady, are your hormones all over the place?
That is a very good point.
Emotions all over the place. That you've got two very heightened women.
Yeah.
With emotions and two
Drama,
life-changing events.
And different paths.
And also throwing in the complications that the lady sent in for Bitches of a Bride. So I think it's a little bit difficult. I think if you've been friends for years, you could hopefully realign. You've both got a priority and you both need to kind of feed into that.
Should you just scrap them having them as a bridesmaid?
She might be completely different after having the baby.
Yeah, but how much excuse can you give for that?
Yeah, but I also do think, like, don't hate me, but I do sometimes think that planning a wedding is stressful and turns you into something that you're not. Sometimes it's people don't care as much.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it is just one day, but it's a fucking big day.
Careful, mate.
No, I think it's a big day, but it is one of the biggest days of your life. But I don't know. I'm torn on this one. I think it's a lot of the bitches from the bride. We always get the same thing.
Yeah, different stories, but the same core message of there's a bridesmaid being a dick.
And how much of it is like, are we the problem, or the brides? I'm not a bride, but like, is like, this is common. Yeah. Like, are brides acting in a certain way?
Are our expectations too high?
You know, like, it's a shame. You figure out how many people you fall out with, and it's actually going back to it is, what is the problem? You're bothered that she's not asking you much about the wedding.
Yeah.
But you're feeding into the baby world and all of that, which is life-changing.
Yeah. But then you could argue a wedding is life-changing.
Yeah. I've done neither, so who am I to judge?
I've done both, and both equally fucking stressful.
But what would you say was more stressful, having a child or planning a wedding?
Planning a wedding was more stressful.
There we go. But what emotionally triggered you more?
Having a wedding. The wedding. Yeah. Legit, I'm not even, I don't know if we had Isla a little bit younger, so maybe our perception of things was slightly different, but having a baby is kind of, you get on with what you're doing. We did, however, find out who your friends are at that point, because people that are helping you and it's not all there for photos on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. But the wedding caused more issues. Yeah. Interestingly. I wonder,
but did you take it more personally because it was your wedding and you expected more from people? Whereas when you have a child, like,
when we have a child, I guess the expectation is kind of on us and like grandparents, I guess, like the immediates. But I think a wedding, because it should only be happy. Yeah. I think that's what gets more confusing, because when there's a baby involved, there's like a new life to kind of figure out. Whereas for a wedding, all I need you to do is come, be happy for me, and have a nice time. And RSV, like, there's not a lot that I'm expecting from you.
But I disagree with that, because you're expecting your bridesmaids to show up, go on hen do's, plan hen do's, be there for all your rants, and like, it's a full-time job being a bridesmaid as well. Like, I'm going to vouch for the bridesmaids here a little bit.
Yeah. I'm
not saying I agree or disagree, but I'm just thinking, we are constantly getting these DMs. Surely at some point we're the problem. You know, when there's a problem that keeps occurring.
Yeah.
It's like, are we expecting too much? Are we asking too much? You know, like, with all due respect as well, like, some people are just not interested in weddings, are they? Or they wish they were getting married and it's hard to stomach.
Yeah, I think that also happens with the babies, isn't it?
Yeah.
That people step away because they aren't in that place.
Or can't get pregnant, or struggling to get pregnant.
Oh, this is just thrown a real big spanner in the works, hasn't it? Are we the problem?
Am I the drama?
I don't think I'm the drama.
Am I the drama?
I don't think I'm the drama.
But like, we've got to come to a point where we go, actually, our DMs are flooded with the same issue.
But I do most of the time think as a bridesmaid being a dick.
But is it because we're expecting too much and the emotion, like you don't, I think with your partner, you don't really have these kind of conversations. Like if you're annoyed about the wedding, like typically men are like, oh, just get over it. It's just a wedding. And you're like, it's just a wedding.
Or they just need to shut up. Oh. But then I feel like this part is a friendship test. Like friends normally, it's cool, come and go day by day, chat, blah, blah, blah. Wedding time is when you step up. That's your chance to step up for your friend.
Yes, but
and
also
that's when they need you.
But if they are going through their own life, like life is busy, man. Yeah. Life's hectic.
To be fair, if you told me you were getting married next week, I'd be like,
sorry, can't help.
I'm gonna have to try and move around a few things.
Yeah.
But but this is the problem with both babies and weddings. You got a run up. Like it's at least 9 months for both of those things. Typically, if you're telling me you can't check in with me once a month,
but it might not be. That's what they might be doing. But the bride is expecting once a week, every day. You know, like what are we expecting from these people?
I think when we ask for bridesmaid proposals, we need a full contract.
This is what you have to commit to.
What would you put in a contract? What would you put in a contract? If you said now, okay, I want some bridesmaids, what would be in the contract? What are you actually expecting from them?
Well, I feel like it'd be very different because I'm in this world and I can plan a lot of my own things and don't need the support.
Yeah, but what do you need? What do you
plan
need?
My hen do.
Yeah. How many?
2.
Okay, so you want them to plan 2 hen dos. Yep.
Bridesmaids dress shopping, brides dress shopping.
You want them to come to all of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the wedding? Day before the wedding?
Yeah.
Are they setting up? Are they
helping with bits and bobs?
Do they have to be there the morning of the wedding?
No, they're with getting ready.
Yeah.
Hair trials, makeup trials.
Okay, yeah. See, it's quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah, then they've got to get their hair,
How
their
often
nails
do you want
done.
them to check in with you?
Weekly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'd also I just be like, I don't know, go away.
Yeah.
I would look at my wedding as a job.
Yeah. Let's worry about it a week before.
Unfortunately. Like,
because I'm now in the situation of being a bridesmaid, maid of honour.
Yeah.
So I'm in my head.
How much are they leaning on you?
We've done quite a few things together, and obviously it's slightly different. I'm literally in the industry. I've helped with a lot of suppliers, but we're in that middle bit now of like,
do you check in?
Yeah, I think I do.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably check in more, I guess.
Yeah.
But then also we're more than a year out.
Yeah.
So when I check in, she'll be like, well,
she could be sat there like, oh, well.
George doesn't ask me.
George hasn't asked me, so I'm not going to
Yeah, that's very true.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, what are we expecting? I feel like we've got to do a whole episode on this.
Expectations of people, I guess.
Yeah, because people's lives are freaking busy. Like, you're preparing for a baby, you're going to be doing nursery, you're going to be looking at how to be a mom.
Yeah. You've ruined the end of this episode, not going to lie to you.
I just like to go from both sides.
Oh, I see that.
But
spanners.
When are we the problem? Are we the problem? Are we not the problem?
I'm really happy for you to get married one day, but I cannot wait for you to be planning your wedding just so that you can be involved with this and you could sit here and go, these fucking people, bridesmaids aren't replying to my WhatsApp, blah, 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 blah. I think there's just normal levels of friends. If you're a bridesmaid, you're clearly a close friend, and therefore you should know better. Anyway, let us know if you're the problem.
I think a conversation needs to be had between the two of them.
Always.
And just be like, this is what I like, these are what my expectations. Am I expecting too much from you?
Yeah.
Am I not giving you enough?
Yeah. Tell me what you want.
Let's just talk. Like, I think it's a shame that a lot of friendships end over this. It could just be a conversation of boundaries.
I reckon every single wedding there's been an argument within somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it's that you haven't seen a person since the wedding,
mm-hmm.
or whether it's you fell out before, I reckon that happens at every wedding, and how sad.
I agree.
But also, does it just open up the relationships that were already weak?
Leave you on that thought.
Okay, everybody, tune in next week for another episode of The Unfiltered Bride.
See you soon.
Bye.